All right, let's get into it. Because if you have ever, even once, stared at a blank page and felt completely and utterly lost, then this is for you. We are going to decode what I call the real game of writing.
So, let's ask the big question right up front. Why does your writing feel stuck? You know the feeling. You follow all the rules, you structure your arguments, but it just falls flat. It feels like a chore, right? A total grind. Well, what if I told you the problem isn't actually you? It's the game you were taught to play. That's right. All that time you spent in school, all those 5-paragraph essays you had to write, that was just the tutorial level. You know, that boring, repetitive stage designed to teach you a few basic button combos. It left you completely unprepared for the main quest. Which brings us to what I call the writing game lie. Because the hard truth is, school trained you for a very, very specific game with a very specific purpose. And it's a game you'll almost never play again in the real world. Just look at this breakdown. It tells the whole story. Over on one side, you've got school writing. It's what we call a communicative cul-de-sac, a dead end. Its only job is to prove to one person, your teacher, that you absorbed the information. It gets a grade, and then what? It's discarded, forgotten. But professional writing? That's a totally different beast. It's designed to be built upon. Its entire purpose is to join a conversation moving through time. The goal isn't just to pass or fail, it's to contribute something that other people are forced to respond to circulate, and to extend. And all of this builds to one huge central idea. Writing isn't a solo mission. It's a multiplayer game. And that romantic myth we all love, the solitary genius toiling away in some cabin, creating brilliance out of nothing, it's a total system hack, a complete illusion. Think about it like this. Ideas die in isolation. A brilliant thought that just stays in your head, or heck, even in a book that nobody ever reads, is socially non-existent. It's a ghost. For an idea to actually live, it has to be communicated. It has to be circulated. It has to be picked up by other people. And this is exactly why the whole solitary genius idea is a myth. It's just a convenient story. It's a self-masking operation. That's a fancy way of saying it's a cover-up that a social system uses to explain away something new and surprising. Instead of admitting that a cool new idea came from a really complex, messy, ongoing conversation, the system just points to one person and says, genius. It's a shortcut. It's just easier that way. So we've got to completely redefine what genius even means. It's not about inventing a brilliant idea out of thin air. Real genius is about creating a communication that has the capacity for connection. It's about making an idea so compelling, so sticky, that other people have no choice but to pick it up, talk about it, and build on it. So if we're saying it's a multiplayer game, you gotta know what server you're on, right? You need to know the rules of the world you're playing in. Think of different writing contexts as different game modes, each with its own unique rules for how you win. First up, the academic PvP server. In this game, the win condition isn't just being right. It's getting cited. Your paper has to be a strategic move in this long conversation, something so compelling that other players, other academics, are forced to respond to it in their own work. If your work doesn't generate the next communication, it just vanishes. Then you've got the creative virality server. This is the world of endless scrolling, a world that is drowning in content. The system needs a constant stream of improbable things to keep our attention, so the win condition here is creating a lure that is both surprising and expected. It has to feel familiar enough for the genre, but shocking enough to make everyone stop and talk about it. And finally, we have the news battle royale server. Oh man, this game is fast. It's a high-speed game where value is incredibly temporary. The moment something is reported, it's already old news. So the only way to win here is to feed the system's hunger for instant disposability, to constantly find a new angle, a new piece of information to frame as new. Okay, so you know the different game modes. Now for the most important part, the winning move. This is about how you can strategically play the game and maybe, just maybe, even change the rules a little bit. The ultimate goal, the thing you should be aiming for, is to find your own move 37. Now, this is a cool reference to a legendary game of Go where an AI made a move that was so creative, so completely unanticipated that it stunned all the human experts. But it was brilliant. It's a play that fulfills the system's needs in a way the system itself never saw coming. Let's look at this in action with a perfect case study, the movie John Wick. Step 1, they took a known trope, a powerful genre code we all recognize, the unforgivable wrong. Step 2, they introduced a shocking, absolutely high-risk catalyst. They didn't just hurt him, they killed the puppy his dead wife gave him. Oof. And step 3, that move, as shocking as it was perfectly system viable. It created a justification for an oversized retaliation, so massive, so intense, that it was powerful enough to launch an entire franchise. That right there is a move 37. So here's what this all boils down to. This is the takeaway. Your job as a writer is to stop worrying about just being good. Your real job is to create something so perfectly tuned to its ecosystem, to the rules of its specific server, that the system has no other choice but to pick it up and pass it on, to make it go viral.
Which leaves us with one last question to think about. Now that you know the real game, what are you going to build? Are you going to build an essay that gets a grade and then gets forgotten? Or are you going to build an idea that is so viable, so contagious, that it starts a war? The choice is yours.